It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you, and welcome to the Science Bowl, the science quiz program here in the Prince George's Schools, where we test science IQs. Test your own and play along with us today. Let's meet today's teams. First, from Glendale Elementary School, would you please say hello to Aisha Drame, Gloria Emba, and Sama Afoke. And from Whitehall Elementary, here they are, Sutton Crouch, Andy Christensen, and AC Abner. And now, here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing, and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty, with the easier questions on the left worth 5 and 10 points. Tougher ones, 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points, no penalties ever for incorrect answers. End of the 2 rounds today, one of these talented, good-looking teams will come back to play our game again and perhaps become the second of the final 4 as we head toward the finale in this year's competition. Started with 40 schools, 40 elementaries, almost the final 4. Let's make sure everything works properly. Glendale, Gloria, would you try that buzzer for me? Looks and sounds good. Good luck to you, to Aisha, and to Sama. Andy, give the green ones a push. A-OK over there, too. Good luck to you, to AC, and to Sutton. And congratulations. You're not here because you just look good. You know stuff. So you are the elite of your schools. So no matter what happens today, you've won already. You have won already. Let's have a good game. We go alphabetically G before W, so Gloria, let's play that bowl.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, to start this game, opioid pain relievers are epidemic in this country. One of the consequences of taking these pain relievers is that it is hard to have a bowel movement. That is known as this. It is known as this. Whitehall for 15 points.
Constipation?
Constipation, absolutely right. And there is more medication to hasten that too. So a lot of problems with those drugs. Go again, green.
Science Potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, there are 3 high school girls in Mexico who just invented something called the thermo spoon. It runs on batteries. And if you're sitting somewhere and you want to heat up your noodles, you just put the spoon in and you turn it on and it goes up to 140 degrees. Perfect. Perfect for someone who can't carry around one of these things, Glendale.
Microwave?
Yeah, you can't carry a microwave, but you can carry a thermospoon. You got that right. Nicely done. Ladies, go red.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, there was a song back in the 1940s. You probably never heard it. But I'm going to read you some of the lyrics and see if you can tell me what body part I'm talking about. It went, Jeepers, creepers, where'd you get them peepers? Glendale.
Refer to Sama.
Sama?
Your eyes?
Jeepers, creepers, where'd you get them eyes? You got that right. Did you ever hear that song? No, you just figured it out. The peepers gave it away. Go green, or red rather.
Let's get physical for 5, please.
Get physical for 5 points. Teams, the moon is not a star. It cannot make its own light, but it can reflect the light from the sun. That's what we see. Glendale, what you want to tell me? That's all right. Okay, Whitehall, this reflected light from the moon, it could be called moonlight, or you could call it this moon what? That is also the name of illegally produced alcohol.
Moonshine.
Moonshine it is, absolutely right. And when the astronauts were on the moon, they could see Earth shine because we too can reflect light from the sun. All right, score 70-70. We got a tie game. Advantage green.
Dateline Science for 15.
For 15 points in Dateline. Teams, there was a scientist by the name of Wilson Bennett who was the first man to show that every single snowflake is different, but they all have exactly the same shape. Give me the shape of every single snowflake. Whitehall.
Hexagon.
Hexagon, absolutely right. It has 6 sides. And Aisha says, come on now, I knew that. Push that buzzer. All right, green.
Let's get physical for 15.
Physical for 15 points. Teams, look at the monitor in the studio if you would, please. This is a visual question. This, of course, is the Eiffel Tower in Paris. On windy days, that tower can sway up to 3 inches. And it can sway up to 7 inches because of thermal expansion on these kinds of days. Glendale.
Humid.
No, not humid. Good try. It can sway up to 7 inches because of thermal expansion on what kind of days, Andy?
Hot days.
Not quite. Sunny days. Sunny days. We needed to hear sunny. Thermal expansion with the sun beating down there. All right, try again, please. Green. Nice try, both teams. No points.
Zoo Parade for 15.
Zoo Parade for 15 points. Teams, there is a bug called an assassin bug that has very long, ungainly legs. And it is named for this tallest animal on Earth that also, Glendale,
Giraffe.
the giraffe also has long, ungainly legs and a long, ungainly neck. Thank you, Samar, for your assist. We tied it back up. Go red.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, before a snowstorm, the road crews go out and they put salt on the roads along with juice from this red vegetable, Whitehall.
Beet.
Yeah, beet juice. Yeah, as red as a beet. Good answer. Go.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, this familiar protein in wheat provokes allergic reactions in a lot of people, so they look for foods that are free of it.
Gluten.
Glendale.
Gluten.
Gluten-free. That's it. Good. Nice comeback. Go red.
Let's get physical for 10, please.
God bless you. I'm sorry. One more time.
Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, Bill Nye, the science guy's favorite liquid is the liquefied version of this most Whitehall.
Nitrogen.
Yeah, the most abundant gas in the atmosphere. He likes to take bananas and put them in and take them out and shatter them. They freeze like that. All right, 105 to 100. Go green.
Dateline Science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. Teams, your question is a multiple choice question. Teams, the discovery of a chemical called quinine opened up Africa for European exploration because if you took quinine, it prevented you from getting malaria. Is that kind of chemical known as an emetic, an analgesic, or a prophylactic? Which of those 3 would quinine be, Andy?
Prophylactic.
You're absolutely right. Something that prevents something from happening. Wow, was that a fast round? What a good round, too. Let's check that score before we go to our break. Right now, Glendale at 100, Whitehall at 125. Round 2 coming up in just a moment. Don't you go away. Welcome back to Science Bowl. So nice to have you here today. Thanks for spending part of your day with us in this, our 31st year on the air here in the Prince George's County Public Schools, testing IQs, finding out science literacy if it's out there, and sure is, because these young people are demonstrating that. Let's go meet them. Glendale, this is your 3rd appearance. You're on a roll this year. Glendale has hardly ever played our game, but boy, you've made a huge impact this season, so congratulations. Nice to have you back. Tell us about Glendale, Gloria. Who's your principal?
Our principal is Mr. David Dove.
Absolutely. I know he's out there rooting for you. And who's the sponsor of your team?
Miss Nicole Moore.
Oh boy, and Nicole, she's over the moon with you guys because you've done so well, and I like your matching Science Bowl shirts over there. You're all in. You're quite welcome. Tell me something about Glendale that you think everybody should know, because it's a great school.
Glendale is an arts integration school, and it's a green school.
Yeah. So you're doing things that are environmentally friendly, and you're doing math and art and science and art, and you're becoming real liberal arts graduates over there. You had some alternates on your team. What are their first names?
Godwin and Emerson.
Wonderful. We'll meet them in just a few moments, along with Miss Moore. Tell me about yourself, Gloria. You have plans already. You want to go to Yale, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to be lucky to get you. What do you want to study?
forensic anthropology.
Yeah. How'd you get interested in that?
I like bones and I like to know about history, and history is very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, they say dead men don't talk, but they do. When you look at their bones, they can tell you lots of things. Sounds like you got a fascinating life ahead. Saman, tell us about yourself. What do you do in your spare time? I know you like to read.
Yes, I do like to read.
Yeah, and you like nonfiction as opposed to fiction, you told me, yeah?
Yes.
And what do you want to do professionally?
I want to become a doctor.
A doctor, yeah. Any kind of particular doctor?
So I don't want to be any type of particular doctor. I just want to be like a doctor for,
I know you were telling me about curing cancer, you know, so you want to do some research someday. And boy, that's really commendable, because that's something we've all been waiting for a long time. Maybe you're going to be the one. Good to have you back. You're a good player. Aisha, nice to have you here for the very first time. Why'd you want to be on this show?
I wanted to be on this show to showcase my talent with you.
Yes.
And show you that I am as great as Emerson and, not Osmond, Gloria and Sama.
And you are doing that. It's over the top. We have no doubt about your talent and your skill and your poise. And you all have great smiles, and it's nice to see you're having a good time here. What do you want to do someday?
I want to be an accountant.
Yes.
A company accountant, and I want to be a company accountant for big companies like Coca-Cola, so I can get a lot of money. And though I really love science, I love math a little bit more. So I would really like to get the money.
So we're talking science, math, money, right? In that order. There is nothing wrong with that. That's the American dream. Good to have you here today. Whitehall, nice to have you guys here in your matching blue shirts. Andy, tell me about Whitehall. It's over there in Bowie, and it's a National Blue Ribbon School. And what else did you win?
We won the E-Gate Award, the Excellence in Gifted and Talented Education.
Absolutely right. Well deserved over there. And who's your principal?
Mr. Christian.
Absolutely. I know he's out there rooting for you. And who are the sponsors of your team?
Miss Farmer and Miss Wine.
Wonderful. And they are here today. And they have been sending us great students every single year. And we appreciate all the efforts you've made. And you've come this close to a championship maybe this year. Andy, who are your alternates?
Brooke, Nina, and Madiana.
Yeah, we'll bring out that shadow team in a moment. Tell me something about Whitehall we should know. I already said a couple things. What else is great?
We have a lot of extracurricular activities that a lot of kids like Robotics Club and Science Bowl.
That's important. Yeah, thanks for mentioning. We appreciate that plug. You want to be a mechanical engineer someday, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be a good one. I can see you're a talented guy, and you're doing a good job here today. AC, why'd you want to be here today on this show?
Well, last year's team, I watched a lot of their games, and it kind of inspired me to do it as well.
Yeah, boy, that's great. Go ahead.
I also have a natural love for science, so this game show just kind of fit me.
Wow, you speak so well, you know, and you're a good player, and in this second half here, we have a lot of points to give away. I know you're going to help your team out here. And Sutton, this young man told me that he collects coins, and he also follows the stock market, and you own stocks, right? Yep. So this is helping you with your financial literacy, and I asked him if he had any tips for us, you know, our own personal stockbroker here. And you recommended, what did you tell us?
I recommended Apple because it just recently hit over $120.
Yeah.
And I also recommended IYY, which is basically the Dow fund, because the Dow just recently hit over $20,000.
Wow. This is a very precocious guy over here, not just scientifically, but economically. Good player. Nice to have you here, Sutton. Let's get back to the game. 125 for Whitehall, 100 Glendale. Lots of points to give away. Last correct answer, green team. Andy, let's roll.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Team's hot chicken soup will not cure the virus that causes the common cold, but Glendale?
Chickenpox?
Not chickenpox, no. Whitehall, let me finish for you. Hot chicken soup will not cure the virus that causes the common cold, but it will ease these things like nasal congestion and a drippy nose. Those things are known as what?
Symptoms.
Symptoms, that's what I want to hear. Thank you, Sutton. Nice assist. Symptoms or signs. Go green.
Let's get physical for 20.
Get physical for 20 points. Teams, there's a new TV show about science called Street Science with Kevin Delaney, and he pulled a stunt the other day. He took a Volkswagen and he filled it with hydrogen peroxide, and then he dumped in gallons and gallons of soap, and then to get the reaction to go, he put in potassium iodide, and foam came out of that car like you never saw before. What kind of C initial chemical, Gloria?
Carbon dioxide?
Not carbon dioxide. What C initial kind of chemical was potassium iodide that got that reaction to go?
What do you think? Calcium.
What do you think?
Calcium?
No, good try. A catalyst, all right? It's not used up, but it helps it to move along. 100 to 145 advantage, still green. Andy.
Body systems for 20 points.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, your heart cannot whisper, but it can do this if its valves don't close. Whitehall. What you want to say? What you got?
Burn?
Not burn. No, I can see where your thinking is. A heart cannot whisper, but it can do this if its valves do not close properly.
Refer to Sama?
Sama?
It can attack.
No, there's something called a heart murmur. A heart murmur. It can't whisper, but it can murmur. That's where I was trying to lead you. Go green.
Zuparate for 20.
Zuparate for 20 points. And the question is as follows. One of the most popular books for children is Owen and Mazet. Owen was this turtle over here. And Mazet was this very young orphaned hippo. Gloria, what do you want to tell us? What you want?
Sorry.
Nothing? Okay. All right. Owen and Mazet, two very different animals forming a fast friendship. Since they belong to different groups of animals, we say that this is an inter-what friendship?
Interspecies?
That's what I want to hear, an interspecies friendship. Absolutely right. Owen and Mazet. Good answer. Go. Thank you, Sutton.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, this is strange. Figs. I don't know if you've ever eaten a fig. They are among the only plants in the world where the floral parts, the flower, is inside the unripened fruit. So in order, Glendale.
To reproduce?
More information, please.
Pollinate?
That's what I want to hear. They rely on these tiny little specific wasps to crawl inside all these different ripening figs in order for pollination to happen. Good. Go. Red.
Zuparate for 25.
Zuparate for 25. Big one in that category is a visual question. Everybody look at the monitor in the studio. And that very flashy peacock on the right is trying to impress that peahen. Not just with his tail feathers. Listen for the question now. But we now know that he vibrates those feathers and creates a sound that is below the level of human hearing. That means it's not ultrasonic. It is what prefix means below level of sound of the sound.
What is it?
What you think? Tough question. Gloria, you can do it. Go ahead, Aisha.
Endo.
Not endo. That's a good try. Not endosonic, but below the level of human hearing.
Pass it to me.
I pass it to Sutton.
Hypo?
Hypo is also a good try. It's known as infrasonic instead of ultrasonic. No points go again. Red.
Dateline signs for 25.
Dateline signs for 25 points. Teams, Eugene Cernan died recently. He was 82 years old. He was the last astronaut to do this. Last astronaut to do this for 25 points. Glendale.
Go to the moon?
Yes, to go to the moon, to walk on the moon. Absolutely right. Good. Red.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25 points. All right, teams, a 4-part answer. I'll give you 25 points if you can give me the 4 kinds of blood using the 3 letters of the alphabet to do it. Using 3 letters in the alphabet, give me 4 blood types.
A, B, O, and no, not O.
You're getting it
A,
from both
B,
sides.
D.
Say it again, please.
A, B, D, and O.
No, it's 3.
Oh, A, B, O, and
No, it's just A, B.
oh, A, B, and D.
Okay, good try, not quite. All right, I want the 4 different blood types using the 3 letters of the alphabet that they use to identify them. Go ahead. All right, guys.
A, B, C, and O.
A, B, O, and AB are the 4 types. No points. Red.
Let's get
Don't be fighting with each other over there. Just settle down. Okay, you're going to get this. Go red.
body systems for 25.
Body system for 25 points. Teams Benjamin Franklin, the famous American statesman, suffered from gout, and he also suffered from these painful pebbles that you might call renal rocks. What are renal rocks, Glendale?
Kidney stones.
Yes, ma'am. Good answer. Go red.
Green things for 25.
Green things for 25 points. Teams, the world is mostly made up of plants called angiosperms instead of gymnosperms. Angiosperms are mostly on land, but seagrass is also an angiosperm because it can do this underwater. Whitehall?
Germinate?
Not germinate. No, Glendale?
Pollinate?
Not pollinate. Flower. Angiosperms are flowering plants. It can flower underwater. 170, 165, very close, almost tied. Red.
Let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical for 25 points. Teams, when you cut an apple and it turns brown, or when the metal bumper on a car rusts. Whitehall.
Oxidation?
You got that right. AC, thank you. It is 2 examples of oxidation. Green.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, you might have heard of Joyce Kilmer. He was a poet. Rhyme this for me. Poems are made by fools like me, but only God can make a what? Whitehall. What you got?
I pass it to Sutton.
Sutton?
A song?
No, it doesn't rhyme. Poems are made by fools like me, but only God can make a...
Tree?
Yeah, that's it. Good. Red.
Zoo parade for 10, please.
Zoo parade for 10 points. Teams, because rhinos don't use Facebook or Instagram, the only way they can let each other know what's going on is they all come to a midden, relieve themselves, and then smell each other's what? Glendale.
Derrieres?
Not their derrieres necessarily. Whitehall, they come to these middens, they relieve themselves, and then they smell each other's what to find out what's going on with each other.
Poo?
Poo, that's exactly right. Good. Green.
Zoo parade for 5.
Zoo parade for 5 points. Teams, when people look at these industrious animals' herbivory, they just have to go, damn. Glendale.
Beaver.
Beavers, that's right. Good. Go red.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, if you feel like you're going to win Science Bowl when you walk in here, you're real cocky, and you got a shirt that says no sweat. Since you're going to be on Science Bowl, it really should say no what? Glendale.
Refer to
Aisha.
Aisha.
Come on, girls, somebody decide here.
No, refer to Aisha.
Okay,
Sama.
Sama.
No pressure?
Not no pressure, no good try. Instead of no sweat, since this is Science Bowl, your shirt should say no what? Perspiration. Sweat is perspiration. Go red. 20 points down. Gloria, you choose. Go.
Science potpourri for 10, please.
Potpourri, 10 points. Teams, when Benjamin Franklin thought that lightning flashing across the sky was electrical, that was his guess. But in scientific terms, Whitehall, what was it?
Hypothesis?
That was his hypothesis. Yes, sir. Good. Go.
All right, science potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, one of the top apps on iTunes is named for this red furry guy on Sesame.
Elmo.
Elmo's device. That's it. Red.
Dateline science for 5.
Dateline science, 5 points. Teams, since the average temperature last year for the entire Earth was 59.8 degrees, Earth last year set what record? Glendale.
Thermal record?
What's that?
Thermal record.
Be more specific.
The hottest temperature heat.
Hottest temperature on record, absolutely right. Oh, the buzzer has rung. That means our game is over, and it looks like by the barest of margins, it is Whitehall. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Don't you go away. Welcome back to Science Bowl. It came down to the last questions, and we knew this was going to be a great game. 2 evenly matched teams two elite groups of students here. We are proud of each and every one of them. Nobody loses at this level of Science Bowl. Our final tally is Glendale 190, Whitehall 210. Whitehall, you are moving on. You might be the second of our final four. Sutton and Andrew and AC and back there, Mariana and Brooke and Nina, Miss Farmer, Miss Wine, congratulations. We will see you in the next round. Glendale, try as best you can to give us a smile here, all right? You're a trooper here, all right? You're a professional. Sama and Gloria and Aisha, beautiful young ladies, great talents over here. Miss Moore, what a difference you have made here. And look at all of these young people here that she's brought with her. She's got Emerson and Godwin and Hakeem and a future Science Bowl contestant who has a name much like mine, Zahira? Zaria, yes indeed. We hope to see you sometime soon. We hope to see you on another edition of Science Bowl. I'm Dave Zarin, and we will see you then. Bye-bye.